hang out and, um, be mindful of your trades here unless you're scalping on small time frames because this is potentially a good chop up zone.
What's up with the status in the Discord stream? There we go. That's better. I was looking at it and it had like a little monocle eye. I've never seen a status in the thing before. I made it better. The money eye is better. We'll make some money today, peoples. Oh shit, am I live, regular live, or did I go live not on what's it called? Stream.
Your screen is live in Discord according to the
Okay, we are
indicator. Let me
public.
bring it up.
Cool, cool, cool. No, I want to make sure YouTube is also public. Sometimes it's on unlisted. Let's see. All right, guys.
They're supposed to join us.
Let's
Yeah.
take a quick quick look at gold real quick. Just take a look at the open price today. Delete this random level I have. Previous day high was not taken out yet. Previous day low is all the way down there. Something I will note on gold is if we can hold to the downside, say hold below this 43.61 area, we can possibly look for a strong break lower on gold today. But I'd really need to see a strong dollar on that. And the dollar is definitely looking like it's trying to break down. So we'll be patient. We'll see. A weak dollar usually leads to a stronger gold. We do have to be a little patient to the fact that Japan is still looking to hike rates, which is bearish on gold. Let's check market real quick. Hey, good morning.
Friday's point of control was 43.30. That's a fairly long way away. Um, and
Market's
that's on the 30-minute chart. So that would be a long play. We are in a chop zone right now on gold. So, uh, but the daily point of control is actually above us at.
I'm look for a short on gold. I'm taking that on gold. Stop at the high we just made. Looking for momentum on gold to the downside. I know we're in a 30-minute demand though, but the selling pressure we had was nice. And that 61 level is what I was watching. Wow, that was a great quick entry off the open. Let's see if we could break lower real quick. Even take it for a scalp here. Right to the bottom of the range. But let's just be patient. Could bounce back up. It is still demand. I'm in a short gold off of 59.3. Stop is around 61.4. Because I was looking for the CVD is red today. It's a lot more selling. And I'm really looking for us to break this 52. 43.50 is a strong level on Bookmap. So that would be a great target. I'm in just one gold short right now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go, guys. Huge. Huge. Keep running, man. Keep running. Amazing. 340 left in this 5-minute. I almost want to take it for a scalp there. But let's just be patient. Let it try to play out again. Another break lower. Huge, guys. Massive move on gold right off the open. Let's see if we could lock in some profits soon. Big sellers stepping in there. I'm looking to target the 43.50.5. So right above that passive buyer. So I'll take that from short here to price target down here on gold. Do 51. Wherever, just looking to lock in a good risk to reward, a good trade there. If it pulls back, goes to highs though, I'm out. I did like the negative CVD we had. That's more selling pressure than buying pressure. One of the main reasons I'm short. Where's our open price today? Are we near our open? Not really. We're still above it, which would still leave us a bit more bullish. Just gonna be patient, be a little careful off this level here. I'm still short. Pulled back a bit. I'd like to target 43.51. Like right before that level.
I've got a measured move on this down at 43.48.6. That's a 50% measured move. Um,
I'd like to see these sellers really hold on gold here. And also, if we could break below this demand zone, what I'll do is I'll take profit over here off that 43.51, but then I'll look to see if we could hold below it, and I'll take the retest as a re-entry. So hopefully we can get that break lower to 43.50 without going to stop. Just be a little careful here. We are finding some buying pressure. Not the best buying. CVD is still moving lower. Oh, we are trying to spike higher on the CVD right now. Be careful on that, guys. Pretty careful on that. I want to see these buyers start to fail here. If they don't, I'll just get stopped out. That's right. I do want to be a little careful in this zone. I liked this price target of 43.50. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buyers are trying to squeeze it here. Be careful, man. We want to see sellers take it down another leg with that CVD. This big red line to move lower with selling pressure too, but we see buyers are definitely trying to squeeze it. Good morning. What's up, Adonis? Ozzy, Mike, what's up? Good morning, El Medito. Good morning, everybody. 30-minute is for the most part bearish. Look at that, man. Pushing back towards my entry. Just staying patient here. Really want to keep my stop loss near that 61-ish. What do I have? 61.4? 61.4 right up here. So, right, if buyers take control and we do break higher, then my analysis on this trade is wrong and I'm going to be out. That's how we got to take our trades. CVD is still negative 1,000, trying to climb higher. I want to see a strong seller step in. 5-minute time frame is definitely struggling, but look at that, man. We might run to stop loss here. I almost want to give it a little room to like 62, and I will, but let's just be a little patient, be a little careful. If it goes to stop, yeah, we're going to stop out on gold there for a moment, and let's just see if ES and NQ are giving us any better setups. Let's check out previous day high, previous day low. We were a little late to the party today, so we didn't really get our pre-market plan all set up. And let's see. 4 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour. This is still the low volume area on gold, so not for nothing. I wouldn't be completely it's like I wouldn't be against a re-entry. CVD starting to fall. Could take it on our. It's like so bad. I'm not a big fan of it. The fact that we failed to break below this demand zone tells me buyers are still trying to fight this to the upside. CVD is still trying to tick lower, which shows me strong aggressive sellers trying to step in. So if the sellers have no follow through here, then guess what? If we can't go lower, we're going to go higher. As stupid as that sounds, it's not stupid. So just be patient here. See how the sellers are trying to step in and then buyers tick it up again. So that's why I'm not a big fan of these shorts just yet. I wouldn't be a fan of longs yet either because we are sort of in this range. S&P rejected a broken demand. Let's see, hourly. We broke it yesterday. Did we retest it yesterday though too? We did retest it yesterday. That was where our short entry was. I'm sorry, that was Friday. We delete that. Glad we didn't see that gold. Again, buyers taking that control. We're not jumping in shorts because, oh, well, we gotta. Nuh-uh. Nope. Here we go. If anything, ES, 15-minute supply zone right here that we're holding as demand. So you're like, oh, well, why are you marking it out as supply if you're going to use it as a demand zone? Well, I do want to know what kind of zone this was. Now let's take a look at the ES. If ES could have a green candle outside of this zone, so a green 5-minute close like this, could look for the 15-minute, also closes in 7 minutes. I'm going to be looking for longs on the S&P. I do want to be a little careful, though, with the Fed not cutting rates. Yo, what's going on? Globetrotter on YouTube says, good morning from Egypt. That's awesome, dude. Good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. Calendar, good morning. Good morning. See that? Wow, guys, check out gold right now. Look at that. So glad I did not re-enter. That's why, listen, that very funny, very important. I'm actually going to start making more videos like this, and I'd love your guys' opinion. So at the moment, you guys know I make the videos every day, sort of going over market context, what's moving markets, what's moving, what's not moving, things like that. What I was thinking of doing was also adding into the rotation of that, like trading psychology, trading tips, stuff like that. Like, your stop loss is getting hit because of this reason, not because of this. Or your stop loss should be here, not here, whatever the case may be. Definitely tell me if that's something you guys would be interested in too. You can definitely do that. Like, let's see. I wrote something last night. It's like your stop isn't wrong, your timing is, right? Things like that. And then go into like how you could time different trades, blah blah blah. Again, this was a great example on gold of respecting our stop loss, because if my analysis was incorrect, we're probably going the other way, and that's exactly what happened there. ES trying to move lower here too. Like to see it. Let's see. Let's also see, I want to see the hourly time frame. We don't really have any areas of rejection up here. We had this broken supply zone, and it was broken. Yeah. We'll see. Yes, massive sellers. Not much support under us here. Bit of a low volume node down here. Let's see. It's the VIX. Let's put NQ in there. That should be NQ. 30-minute. 30-minute on NASDAQ. We do have a bit of a demand zone right over here. I'm going to delete some of these older zones. They're no longer relevant. Ultimate reversal setup. We could take a quick look at that. Those are to the downside on NASDAQ, so that would give us a more bearish bias. Let's see. Ultimate reversal setup. And previous to, okay, we're inside day, but midnight price. Alright, this blue zone's got to go. Midnight price is right here. Gap fills down here. That would bring NASDAQ towards this 25,240. I'd really be patient at this point, guys. Markets are pulling back. I'd also want to see sort of what direction is the VIX looking to hold. Let's see. Oh, yo, weighted index rejected this area. Really nice. Guys, if you use the weighted index, I would definitely recommend the 11,770 to 11,790 area. Extremely well during the New York session. VIX also near a key, near a key area. You could possibly look for that to reverse to the downside, which would lead to the ES reversing to the upside. So again, another reason why I'd possibly want to look for longs today, but you guys know one of the rules that I'm sort of trying to look for lately, and that's going to be to keep an eye on the CVD. And if CVD, which is very red right now, is bearish, I do not want to try to jump in longs and go against that trend. So let's see, if buyers could start to reverse it, that would be great. Could even possibly look for gold to pull back to this demand zone. It is starting to hold that demand pretty well. So what I can look for on gold too, guys, is we could wait for some 15-minute time frames to close, a 5-minute time frame to close, and look for a possible imbalance somewhere over here, like a fair value gap, a low volume shelf, whatever the case may be. So basically what we're looking for is momentum off this demand zone, because if we respect the demand, normally what comes after is a higher high. So if we could respect that demand, create an imbalance, pull back to said imbalance, I'm going to look to target that higher high based off of that demand zone trade, right? So that's finding a new entry off of that larger zone and larger time frame analysis. And that could also be a trade setup I'm looking for. Remember, the dollar was weaker today, and that would help gold move up. So let's see. Yeah, gold doing pretty well off of that 61, that 60 area. That was that resistance point became support. Now, I'm not going to take this trade, but I am going to watch this area. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Guys, stay hydrated. Drink some water. Drink some OJ. Alright, let's see, guys. So, look, yeah, see, gold is pulling back to that level again. I'd definitely be interested to see if buyers hold it. But I wouldn't want to take a trade blindly here, because if you take a trade blindly here and it pulls back a little more, stops you out, and then continues, you're going to feel FOMO, you're going to chase it, you're going to re-enter. So it's really just unfortunately a matter of, okay, we did not get long in demand, so at this point we're waiting for a new entry to form. Looking for buyers to really squeeze us higher here, and I'd like to see a strong move above 43.70. If we get above 43.70 and leave this area right here, 67 to 70, as a low volume area, I'll look for a break above and a retest and hold. But for now, we either need that move or we're going to move lower. And that's sort of where we're at right now. That's why we do have to be a bit patient. See that massive move lower. This is why we don't chase random spots that aren't our setups. CVD's been moving lower too. Just a matter of being patient right now. Let's see. ES and NQ. I'd also be waiting on those to close on a 5-minute and 15-minute time frame. The S&P did hit the midnight price very nicely. We have our gap fill at 68.31. NQ also making its way towards a demand zone that I had, but we'd really need to find buying. Like, I am definitely not going to be just taking longs just because we're in a demand zone, right? We need confirmation, confluence, things like that. VIX lining up in an area of interest. Weighted index at a key level too. There are a few things starting to line up here, so in my opinion, it's just a matter of being patient. It's Monday. Gotta let markets do their thing, and then hopefully we'll get some nice price action, things will smooth out, and we'll be able to read things a bit more clearly for the rest of the week. The goal is always to try to make the next day easier and get 1% better every day. VIX still moving higher. Nas, not much showing up on NASDAQ on Bookmap. Never really much significant wise. 25,200. I would not want to see 25,200 on NQ. I'd want to see us hold above that. But probably not going to. Look at the sellers stepping in here, guys. S&P, it has like no support under us. I do still have VIX in a key area, so I'd just be patient. VIX made a new high a day. Would look for ES to continue to new low of day. There goes ES making new low of day with VIX making new high a day. Alright, just be careful here. VIX is spiking at a key level. NASDAQ spiking down near a key area. S&P, does the S&P have anything in this area right here is what I would like to know. And it does somewhat look like we might have an area. Because look, this is an area where price consolidated before we rallied. So do we have a demand zone there is what I would like to know. 35, 40 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4. Not really seeing anything there. I do see a little bit of a demand zone on the 4 hour down here, and I'm not going to mark the whole zone out, but I'll mark this area right there out. But I do want to just be patient. I don't want to go short at these lows. Also don't want to buy these lows either, because I'd be catching a falling knife. We want to see if something could play out, whether it's a pullback for a short again, or a reversal for a long position in demand. But right now, the 15-minute, we have a new 15-minute candle. That last one closed very bearish to the downside, very strong. And our CVD's bearish too. So right now, things are leaning a bit more to the sell side. So I'm going to just wait. Even S&P, do we have any pullback areas on the S&P? Low volume shelves, any areas of interest? I'm not seeing much. I'd really want to see this area though. This is the only area I could like really see on the S&P. I'm going to delete this right here. That was the 4 hour, but I like this is our pre-market zone, right? Look at pre-market how price respect to this area. So this is resistance until proven otherwise. VIX at a key level. I'm going to just wait here, man. It's definitely, like I said, it's leaning more bearish. But at this point, we're near resistance areas. And if I were to go short near a support area, and I go short and we reverse, I'm going to be kicking myself saying, why would I go short into resistance? But if we pull back and then I get a short position, great. If we break the zone and then I take the retest for a short position, great. But chasing is never the answer. Yo, good morning, Adonis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, Mike? Good morning, man.
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. Yo, what's up, Adrian? TJ, good morning. MJ, good morning. Kyle, good morning. Kavitha, what's up? What's up? Hope you're all doing well, man. Marzity, what's cracking with you? You got any trades going right now?
Well, I'm short on gold. I'm not sure how far it's going to go. I just hit first target.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
But I've got a measured move, full measured move going down to 43.39-ish. But I don't know if it'll get that far or not.
Yeah, I like that's a good thought. Shorts on gold on up here, right down here really. I would want to see right now the 15-minute. So we have that green basing. I'd want to see this candle really break lower and even break this demand zone. That would be huge for gold shorts. Massive. I'd almost want to see right here. See how we had this big impulse move there? I'd want to see this imbalance zone. 58 area start to hold for momentum lower. 58, 4. Let's see. Market pulse getting overbought again. We're at least moving back to that mid-range. Yeah, let's let the 15 close on gold. I want to see it break below there. If this 15 could close and break bearish, then I'm going to look to see if we can take the next 15-minute down for trend. But look at gold, man. Right now, it still is respecting this demand zone. So that 15 really needs to close down there. It was definitely looking better to the downside. CVD is still moving lower too. So volume is still overall moving lower. It's just these buyers are not making it easy.
VWAP on gold is around 43.63-ish. And it is testing it to see which side it wants to be on. If it gets back up to it again and I stay in my trade, which I'm not, I just went out. So made profit on one leg and scratch on the second on my runner.
All right.
So, okay.
S&P looking all right to make another new low right there off of the weakness on NASDAQ, and the Dow right now is making new low a day too. I'd really be watching NASDAQ off of 25,250. Right now, we've been dancing above that area. Not sure if buyers are sort of like trying to show their hand there or what, but we will see. Plus, ES also hasn't really broken below that 68.41 area just yet. It's getting there. Looks weak. Would want to see VIX new high a day. There we go. Nice ES. Let's go. Okay, NASDAQ near that support area. Would want to just keep a close eye on NQ. Wouldn't really want to jump in long for the sake of just being long off of whatever. Let's see. See that? Sellers keep moving it lower. Just be patient here. I could see sellers taking it down some more too. Don't take any longs here. Just be patient. Let markets really like tell us, yeah, this is the trade, you know, this is the move. MS market structure shift on NQ. What time frame? Adonis says market structure shift on NQ, but I see NQ holding this 30-minute area right now. At the moment. For the time being. Probably not for long. Nvidia was pumping up. Just got an alert on something. Ooh, gold ended up turning back around again to the downside. Gold is just chop city on the shorts, dude. Well, I guess really on the longs too, but wow. Sorry, wait for that 15 to close. We got about 6.5 minutes. Damn, gold, you stink. Stopping me and Marziti out just to go short. How dare you?
Yeah, I went short again.
All right. Got you. 1 minute? All right. Oh, I see what you're saying, like this 1 minute sweep right here. Yeah, we'll see. 5 seconds left in this 1 minute. Looks like we are trying to break lower. See what the VIX is doing. VIX is trying to make a new high a day too, which would be equal to ES trying to make a new low a day as well. But be careful here on NASDAQ.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Is that what the bells are for?
I don't know, some kind of notification. I don't know what chart it's on. Fib extension 4.236. It just hit with a 1 minute doji on the NQ. I've been short up until now, but I think it might be a range day, consolidation day following yesterday's hemorrhage.
Nice. All right, got you. Yeah, I'd love to see a rebound off of this level here on NASDAQ. I think a lot of people might be going short right now. It's 20 seconds left in the 5 minute. I'd like to see it spike up higher for these last 15 seconds. Would help on a long bias. If we don't get that, here we go. We're starting to get a little something like that, but then it's failing. Also got VIX at a key level and key area too. So it's like NASDAQ at demand, VIX at a key level. These are a few things that would help sort of give me a more bullish bias. So I could go lightly on NQ, but I would just be careful because that selling pressure is real. That CVD is bearish. Just be patient, guys. We don't want to be fighting any trends.
Yeah. Oh, it's been crazy. I'm already up. 100 points. It's great. Got
Nice.
the shorts on top pre-market. I've been watching the charts since 7 a.m. London. So that's 7 hours.
Very good.
It pays. It pays off.
It pays.
Yeah, like £10 an hour.
Nice.
What am I looking at? I'm looking at 153 buying contracts on NQ right now.
Yeah, sitting where?
Just on Bookmap. Can you see it?
You just mean like at the bid or at the ask? I thought you meant like at a particular price level.
Well, I'm kind of waiting for a shelf a little bit further down, maybe 25,218.
Yeah, could see that. 25,218. Yeah, I even got next support at 25,196, so I could really see us just dump here. Equities are all bearish right now. I wouldn't really be looking for longs. Let's see, gold pulling back. But gold is really just like not making it easy on the shorts, to say the least. Clearly not making it easy on the longs while sellers are able to take control. This area could be that resistance point. Remember I said I was going to look for a retest of this zone if we could close below it. And we are in fact trying to close and stay below it. So let's see, 5 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute. Let's see. Ideally, I'd like to see the 15-minute continue lower on gold. And like I said, if this 15 here can close bearish somewhere down here, I'm looking for the next 15-minute to pull back and give me my entry short. Oh, we really got to wait for that 15 to close. We got 2.5 left. Like, see, sellers step in just like they did over here. We had real strong selling volume. I want to see that selling volume try to continue. CVD went to negative 1,600. Sellers are definitely trying their best on gold here, but they're having a lack of follow-through every time they do make a new low. So be careful. Don't sell the lows. Great example today on why you don't sell the lows. And just be patient, man. If my analysis is on the 15, then I should be waiting for the 15 to enter. Period. So we're waiting for the 15 to enter. This is the possible setup if we could close lower. If we don't close lower, then this setup doesn't trigger. ES and NQ, new lows, new lows, new lows. I'm just trading with that CVD usually is the way to goes.
Hey, I've got NQ just entering a 1 hour demand zone.
Nice. Let's see.
And it looks like it formed at Globex open right around there.
Dude, nice zone. Great area. That's what, man. I didn't do my CA this morning. Came on a little last minute. But yo, great area right there. Good job, Mike. Guys, Mike's going to be running the Tuesday and Thursday streams. No, kidding. Marzitti's going to run the Wednesdays and Fridays. And I'll just run my mouth. Great zone on NQ, though. Be careful there. $20 seconds left for the 15. Gold really needs to find that pressure back to the downside.
Push, push, push.
Here's some sellers. Come on now, Gold. You got to follow through. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that on Gold. Not a fan. NASDAQ ES breaking lower. Wow, nice, dude. Very good. Yo, good morning, everybody. What's going on? Good morning, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. And markets are selling like they're hot. Previous day lows have not been taken out on ES or NQ, which means we do have a ways to go if we continue this trend lower. So definitely wouldn't really be looking for longs, guys. We know the trend today. Short. Just be patient. VIX flying higher too. There were definitely a few things lining up. Oh, I think we just had something. U.S. December NAHB housing market index rises 39 from 38. Let's see. I'm gonna pull that up.
Forex has that in the low category. Hey, what happened to Apple?
What happened to Apple? Why? What happened? The $5 sell-off this morning?
Yeah.
Huh? Nothing too crazy. I mean, Apple, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, even Microsoft too, they've all had pretty powerful moves. Microsoft's also a $5 move. We could check, see if any type of news. It's only a 1.89% move. Always relevant to check the percentage that it moves as well. But you know what it is to a lot of people, they're much quicker to hit sell than they are to hit buy. And when markets get scary, market conditions are in more of a fear area, that volatility really kicks in. And when people say, guys, when you hear me mention volatility kicking in, or be careful because we're seeing some extra volatility, that's normally referring to extra bearish price action. Just so you guys know. Some people that get confused, I think volatility just means bigger swings. Does not necessarily mean bigger swings. It usually means a bit more towards the bear side. Economic calendar. Let's see. What'd you say it was low?
What's that? Oh no, I didn't say it was low. I just saw that big candle on the 15-minute chart.
No, I'm talking about the what was it? The NAHB housing.
Oh yeah. Forex has it as a low priority or low impact.
Got you. It's
Does
on
the
forecast.
does the quad witch, does that have an effect on like Microsoft, Apple, and those guys as well, or
Yeah,
not so
because of
much?
the options expiration, so usually it'll be a bit more range bound. Why we running into quad witch too soon?
Friday.
Nice, can't wait. That could also be impacting a bit of this sell off. And also, of course, we got to think too of the profit taking of any larger firms that may have had a really great run this year, or even a great run since April, and now the year's ending and they have to be cash a certain percentage, or they have to move around certain funds, whatever the case may be. Yo, check out this right here on Meta. Is this an intraday move where we pushed up from 649 to 700 and all the way back down? No way. No way. No. Looks like we just opened there. Yeah, we opened there. Opened up there, and then we just dropped right off. But that's how I like to see these areas of like the gaps that we get from earnings. A lot of people use gaps on equities as, oh, we enter the gap, I'm going to trade it to that direction for the gap fill. The gap fill is really more for like the futures and for the session to session gap fill. When we get big gaps like this, so this is an earnings gap, large volume, big move lower, from price level 754 to 680. None of these orders were able to get filled. So what happens is once we enter those areas, those orders start filling. When they start filling, we're going to reject its resistance. So then what I would do is I'd look for this next area, 711, inside that zone, and look for another short, right? And that could be a possible swing short on some puts on Meta up there. I'm even going to write that down. Meta puts swing. Maybe what we'll be at, right? Like 715, I'll get the 700 puts or something. We'll see what's cooking at that point. Let's see. ESNQ, pretty range bound here in some support. Gold did end up continuing for a little drop to the next zone, and then it popped back up. So it's really just not giving the best price action. Looking at these candles here on gold, guys, this is the 5-minute right now. There is no, a green basing candle with a long up wick and a strong rejection lower. We're getting hold support, fail VWAP, fail support, hold support, fail old resistance. So it's all over the place. Think of it like if we drew it with the line chart, this is sort of what that would look like. That's not really that tradable unless you're in and out, in and out, in and out. That's what she said. But what we're looking for when we do trade is we look for that continuation. We look for that trend. Even gold right now, if we were looking for a trade, I'd say, okay, we're overbought on our CVD. Maybe if we could take out this big passive buyer at 43.51.7, I'll take it short, target new low, stop at the high we just made. But because we're range bound, I'm not looking to take any trades like that. CVD is moving lower, so that could be a possible setup. We did close below this point. So look, we closed right here. That is still below this demand zone. And then we pulled back, and we're retesting it again. But it's just not worth it because we see that the price action hasn't been giving good continuation, right? So we'll be patient. ES and NQ, they were really the ones that gave us the continuation today. So we'll keep more of an eye on them going forward than gold because we do know gold is sort of at that standstill. Let me see. So gold, still slightly bullish on the intraday and everything, but it's too in between. I gotta tell them to update this, I think. See, that buyers took it over on gold again, so it's just not worth it to get chopped up. Goals traders is not just to make money on trades, but it's to know how to maintain your capital and not just run through it. Go trade after trade after trade. That's why we also want to look for confirmations and stuff like that, because that keeps us out of a bunch of random trades, because our confirmations should be specific. The whole if this then this approach. God bless you. My cat sneezed. Guys, you gotta bless the cat. I'm just kidding. Gold do nothing. ES pulling back a little bit. Really a lot more selling delta today too. This area, what was that? 68.50s? 68.62? I think, guys, going forward, I'm going to keep a much closer eye on Bookmap on ES. Because ES seems to be a much stronger, obviously it has much higher liquidity, much stronger volume, but it seems to respect these volume, sort of not respect the volume bubbles, because the volume bubbles are made off the volume itself, but the low volume shelves that are created, the CVD, if it's been negative, right, we were bearish over here, bearish, negative 2,000, we pulled back, CVD pulled back a little bit, and then we were able to find this low volume area, found it, rejected, then we found it again right here and rejected again. That was at 940 today. So that was right over here. We would have been entering shorts and been in on that whole run. Not saying, oh, well, we should have done that. Of course we should have, right? Coulda, woulda, shoulda would be a great trading strategy if we had a time machine, but we don't. So what do? Like I always mention, we take our plan, we dissect it. We take our plan, we re-execute, we reevaluate, and we journal what happened today, right? That's why I said, going forward, I'm going to be watching ES on Bookmap a lot more thoroughly than jumping around between ES, Gold, and NQ, right? We're going to be mainly watching ES on Bookmap, be watching our levels, watching our zones. We'll see if we could execute a bit more conservatively and a bit more accurately while we just focus on the ES, but using our other tools still. We're still going to use the VIX for confirmation. We're still going to use NQ for confirmation. We're still going to use the weighted index for confirmation, and we're still going to be keeping an eye on equities as well. So not much is going to change, other than I'm going to be a bit more tunnel visioned on the S&P on Bookmap. Guys, if you want to join this, if you're on YouTube right now, you can join me live every Monday through Friday here at the Bullish Bears community, and we will see if we can really direct our focus to the S&P if we're able to capture these much larger moves. Because again, if we were more patient at that point, 9:40 came around, and again, I did start the day a bit later, came on stream around 9:27. Usually I like to get on around 9:15 to give myself that pre-market prep time. But it happens, right? Shit happens, it happens. And tomorrow's a new day. As long as we don't blow up everything in one day, tomorrow's a new day. So we have to have self-control and discipline and live to trade another day. Yeah, so 68.25 right now. Would not look to short these lows, would not look to go long at these lows either, as we see sellers have very strong control over the market right now.
Did you roll your contract forward to the H6?
Let me see. On futures? On futures,
Yeah.
duh.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, on GC? Yeah, GC's been G6, yeah.
No, on NQ and
NQ and NASDAQ?
yes. Yeah, I got higher volume on the H6.
Oh, are they starting to get higher volume
H5.
already? What is it, tomorrow they roll?
Well, I thought it was today. I thought it was the 15th.
Not true. Looks like 16th.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, but they usually gain more volume that day before, so good eye on that. So let's start doing that too. We can take care of business on that too. ES Rhythmic CME. Now what are we looking at? We're looking at, damn, 2026. That is crazy. HZ. No. H6.
Yeah, H6.
Like an H6. Like an H6. And then it opens up a new ES. It opens up a new ES Rhythmic with the trade map light. Fun tools, fun stuff. Oh, you know what, too? I've noticed when contracts roll over, a lot of times we'll be bearish going into that contract rollover day. Look at that. That's been the case right here. We were bearish the day before. Right here. We were bearish the day of and after. This contract rollover, bearish going into it. This one, well, we were obviously bearish day of. We were bearish in general. It's just something to keep an eye on. Things expire. Think of it like they want things to expire as cheap as possible. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Always got to keep a good attitude. You know it. Somebody on YouTube said, I love your positive attitude. Absolutely. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Show some love. All about the love, man. Oh, right. That's what I was going to do. Oh, somebody said in the chat too, Discord. I'm confused. My TOS charts. Yes, but TOS probably rolled it over already. Good, I didn't see that. Frank, I'm sorry, Tom, the S&P was probably rolled over on Thinkorswim already because of the higher volume. So Thinkorswim does things a little differently than TradingView. So TradingView, when you're using ES1 exclamation point and Q1 exclamation point, it'll roll that contract the day of the rollover, whereas Thinkorswim will automatically roll over your ES or NQ chart to whichever one has more volume. So a little bit of an indifference in that. Price action's always going to be the same. It's just for those couple days or day, or just day even, that you might see a difference in the charts and the values. Let's see. Nice, more selling, beautiful. You might just have to readjust really to the selling pressure we have too, right? A lot of good selling momentum. VIX moving higher. I'll probably cover where the VIX... That's what I wanted to see, where the VIX is trading at right now. VIX is entering some dangerous zones, guys. If the VIX can get above 17, even like the $18 area, we could enter a very strong bearish market for the temporary, but strong. And a lot of times when that happens, when VIX goes above 20, it often gives great long-term investment buying opportunities on the S&P for like long-term positions. So VIX, very bearish. And then we'll add like a little warning in there. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the VIX. ES moving lower, VIX moving higher. Gold chopping around. See, I'm very glad I didn't say, oh, well, let's try shorts again here. We're rejecting it. We would have been, boom, stopped out. And then it continued. Then we would have tried again here. And then what happened when we got down here? It pulled back again. We're not taking any more trades on gold. We're done with that. We understand the trade conditions on gold. We also know that because of the past few days have been giving us sort of similar price action where it's just, it'd sell off, like chop back up to a high, sell off, or let's see, what about the day prior? Also just chopping higher, but it wasn't, look, zoomed out, it looks like, wow, it just shot up very quick, very easy. But guys, zoom in at the internal price action. We don't want to be using the wrong type of hindsight, because when we're looking back at our price action and back on the days, we want to see how were the days really trading. Because if I trade on the 5-minute, then looking back on the 30-minute and hourly, that's not really going to help me going forward. On the 5-minute, I see, okay, we had a fair value gap right here. We completely broke it. We didn't hold it. We had an old resistance point right there. We did hold that. Over here we had some broken supply, but now at this point, where are we on gold? All the way, it's just been chopping around. I'm just taking a look just at the internal price action, and it's just all been range. It has been really failing. When sellers step in, they're able to take strong control to the downside about 70 points, but when buyers are able to step in, they're able to take us to the upside 70 points. So because of the push-pull on gold right now, the price action is very poor. It's not finding continuation. Therefore, people taking longs get stopped out. People taking shorts get stopped out. going to look for a stronger continuous market, a stronger trending market like the S&P and NASDAQ. Definitely excited for that. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Nvidia is selling off at the moment. Even equities are at a bit of a tough point right now, but stronger to the downside. Apple sold off real strong at the open. Amazon sold off at the open. Let's see, this is Nvidia, sold off at the open, but then went range bound for, still range bound. It still has failed to make new low a day. It is heading there right now. Google just rejected near VWAP, Meta near new low a day, Microsoft made a new low of day, so things are more bearish on equities still too. So a lot of selling pressure going on in markets today. I should get like some music going, some smooth jazz. And see, look, this is also another great reason why we don't just grab longs just because we're in demand. Oh, we're starting to hold a little bit off demand. We're starting to wick a little. I'm going to take it long here. No, sir. We knew that price is ranging. Not ranging. We knew price is selling off very strong. And if that's the case, we do not want to get in front of that. Gold. Now, gold also on the 15-minute time frame, look at these lower wicks we're creating over here. So it started with these two right here, this one, followed by a larger lower wick, then an even bigger lower wick, and then an even bigger one. So it's, wow, okay, sellers, cool. So buyers kept trying to reject those lows. So again, every time a seller tried to step in thinking, oh, we're going to make a new low, I'm going to short gold now, look at that selling pressure, boom, they get stopped out. Oh, I'm going to sell this pullback, boom, they get stopped out again. It's sort of like a sell and hold until it moves, but with those types of trades, you can't really get a proper risk management execution on it because we're still range bound. Yes, just some wicked volatility off of a 4-hour demand, off of VIX key level 2. Hopefully this could be sort of that last area of support to keep us within that range, keep us within that area. If we can keep pushing higher on VIX, we're sort of getting into that warning area that I mentioned just before, above that $17 mark. Let's see, Strategy buys another 980 million in Bitcoin? No way. Wow. That's crazy, man. They have an average cost of 74,000 per Bitcoin. They have 50.33 billion in Bitcoin. We gotta get it below 75,000. We gotta make them red. Let's see. Not much really moving in the markets today, news-wise. This area down here on ES was support, but remember, we still haven't taken out previous day low I mentioned earlier. If we haven't, we still have a long ways to go if we're going to continue lower. Which means we could end up all the way down at 67.70 today. You guys see about
It's
Rob?
a long way to the top if you want to sell gold.
Oh, did you see Rob Reiner? Him and his wife.
Oh man, what? That's messed up.
So sad. Let's see. Monday motivation. Good morning. On the family. PB. Do. Look at this pullback on gold. Again, everybody that thinks, oh man, we're finally breaking it, and then pop. But then look, they get stopped out and they start chasing longs, and then it'll continue low. It's just a no trade zone on gold right now. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Alright, let's see. ES near support, but with a lot of selling pressure. Negative 5,000 on the cumulative volume delta. That is tons of selling pressure there. Wow, Bitcoin below 88,000 too. So Bitcoin's another one taking a big hit. Here's Netflix. Netflix, wow, nice. I like Netflix under $90 a share. I'd like to see it sort of take control. It's sort of made a big stance and a big like, hey, look at me, with the whole HBO, the Warner Bros. Attempt of the acquisition. And they really made a lot of people see, who haven't seen, how strong they are and how much they lead competition right now, right? They're about 27% of the premium streaming service is Netflix. So if they bought Max, that would bring them up to 44%. Sorry, not Max, Warner Bros. But that covers Max and these other streamers. So it really is, I'd like to see them being priced at just $94 a share. I'd really like to see it much higher. I'd like to see it near 140. So getting anywhere below 90 would offer, when we get back to 140, at least a 50% return. So long-term wise, swing-wise, that's a great trade. Ideally, I'd like to see it take over and sort of do what, what's it called? What Nvidia did. And that's just like dominate their industry, right? And I'd like to see Netflix, which already is dominating the industry, continue to dominate, make it almost like no competition. And then again, think of it this way, you're buying it here at 86, they acquire somebody, another huge streaming service, they start popping 110, 120, it's not too far from where we are right now, it's a quick 35%, then we continue, that makes 140 a lot more reasonable, 160, and then possibly 180. I'd really like to see Netflix around 180 by this time next year, if markets don't crash and return. Look at this, see what I'm saying? Those guys would have been stopped out of the shorts, re-entered longs, stopped out of the longs, re-entered shorts. ES with another continuation, we're going to try to make lows and lows and lows. Here comes previous day low. Marzetti, what you got cooking, man? What do you see? Did I lose him?
Short on gold. I've been getting stopped out a lot at scratch. But I've got a good trade going right now that's finally moving.
Got you, I got you. Yeah, hopefully, man, these sellers really start to take some control on gold. Gold's sort of the same situation, possibly lagging behind ES and NQ, where I'd really want to see it break below that open price and try to make its way lower. Because on the daily time frame, that wouldn't be that unrealistic to create a long upper wick like that, break that previous day's open, head towards that previous day's low, and close bearish down here. I would want to be a little careful. Let's see, ES doing its thing. Yeah, yes, same thing. We have a big red candle yesterday. Wouldn't it just make sense that we had another follow through? Let's see. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Sellers are here, and they are angry. If S&P can break below 6,000 on the CVD, which it's very close to, less than 100 volume-wise away, I could see it definitely break down another leg below 6,800. Take a look at the VIX too. Oh man. Dude, VIX is absolutely flying right now. Nice, there we go. ES, VIX pushing high. I'm telling you guys, man, these sellers are crazy today. If you want, you could always trade micro when we're selling off like this, and it's not really giving us like, oh well, if I enter here, where's my stop loss, right? You can always look to take a few micros. If you know we're trending very strong, take a couple micros on the pullbacks, but it is very difficult. Definitely want to be as patient as possible. Don't want to be selling the lows, but we also don't want to be putting our stop loss too tight that a pullback stops us out and then price continues.
Okay, I'm done for the day here. I'm 3x daily goal. So,
Hey, huge.
You know, so I am good to go on that. And I got to go work on the room today here. It's freaking got down to freaking 16 degrees here in North Carolina.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Last night. What did you get down to there in New York lately? What
Bro,
have
it
your
was
lows
like
been there?
it was like 9 the other day, and we got like a foot of snow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been cold, man. I gotta get out of here. What up, Adonis? Swept all the lows. Yep, I'm not an ES, but I was kind of right. Yeah, dude, you're absolutely right on that, man. You were looking for NQ before, and that market structure shift on the 1 minute you saw, that was good.
Anyway, y'all be good. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Catch you tomorrow, Marziti. Peace. Your stop isn't wrong, your timing is. Most traders don't lose because their stop was too tight. They lose because they entered with zero context. Okay, yeah, this is pretty solid. I'll make a video like that. A little different from what I usually do. What do you guys think? I do want to know your guys' opinion on videos like that, like trading psychology, just little trading tips types of videos instead of just like the news videos.
Yeah, the psychology part's pretty much as important, I would say.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Okay, cool. Look at this, man. ES, that's a man zone. This is one of the main reasons why I'm saying, too, on this sell-off, we don't want to sell the lows. You never know when a support zone finally starts to pick up. You never know when a short squeeze starts to occur. A short squeeze occurs, guys. A short squeeze happens when there's a lot of shorts in the market. And you sort of have to see it as they're trying to cover, right? Short squeeze is going to have, okay, people short here, 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 here. And then the squeeze happens is a very strong move, very strong, very fast move, sort of taking back that whole short position, that whole short trade that happened. So we do want to be aware of those types of trades, setups, and moves, and be out of it, be patient. Right now, look at this. They're adding new orders between 68.32 and 68.35 on the S&P. I would want to see a run to that 68.35, 68.32. It's right up here. Beautiful lines, extremely straight.
But you know what? I also noticed that there is a double bottom bull flag going on right at on SPX 6801. Also, wouldn't we also want to notice like when you see one bull candle earlier on when it was starting to, it looked like it was about to go up, Whenever you see just one bull candle, you know that there's more downside to come on the 5 minute chart.
Yeah, so like that bull candle with the upper wick you're talking about on the ES?
Correct. On SPX, yeah, I'm looking at SPX.
Oh, yep, sure, that's all right. Same price action. I think just different price levels. But yet at 10:05 we had that where we had that one green candle and it had that upper wick. So it's almost like telling us that at that point buyers did try to step in on this 5 minute, but for the last possibly minute of that candle, sellers stepped back in and continued to launch it lower with momentum. And once that continued over here, this could have, great point, this could have possibly been an entry, because then right there what happens is these people that were buying at this high over here are now going to have to stop out of their position. And when they stop out of a long, they have to sell. So now they're selling. The people that went long up here are selling. The people that are still going short are also selling. So it adds more volume. It gives that extra bit of momentum lower that we see right here. Great job, Renetta. Good call. Good eye.
Never trust the full bull candle that you see, especially when it's when there's a lot of downside momentum. Never trust the that first bull candle because you're not it's you have to wait for it to close above a certain area to make sure that it is an actual retracement. You see what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
also mark the further lows it because I'm seeing a lot of wick action down around the 6801 area, and that tells me that it told me possibly that it could be a double bottom bull flag coming. So yeah,
Awesome. You saw that on the 1 minute?
I see that on the 15 and 5 minute.
Oh, cool. Cool. Very good. Here we go. There we go. ES trying to make its way towards that 6830 area we were looking for. And yep, we want to see where we close. Now, we did just close back outside of this demand zone. So we want to also look to see is, do we want to break that recent lower high we created and make a smaller, higher high on the lower time frame, pull back and create a higher low? Because then what happens then is we're going from these lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, back to higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So that's something we could possibly keep an eye on for too. Let's see. Cool, 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 cool. Limit order on 15 minute. Cool. Looking for the 15. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, something too that I would always note is keep an eye on that 15. Because, sure, the 5 minute was looking like we're possibly reversing out of demand. But if you looked at the 15-minute time frame, what's this telling you? We're seeing massive sell candles, one after another after another. So if that's the case, that's 21 points to the downside on that one, 12, another 11, and then another, the last one we just came off of was another 15. So if that's the case and we see all the selling pressure, we can also wait for the 15 to start to reverse and close in our favor, right? Because the 15, that's a big sign. If that time frame is trending to the downside, but the 5 minute might reverse, well then guess what? The 15 holds a lot more strength over the 5. Adonis, you still there? Yeah, you are still there. I was going to answer your question. Might go for the highs. We'll see. I would just, like I was talking about with the 15 minute, that's funny. I've sort of answered your question within that answer. We're sort of at a rock and a hard place right now. What I say by that is we have a strong area of support right here with the 4-hour support zone. And this was support yesterday, on Friday as well. And now we're holding it. We held it very well. So we have support below us. However, we know we have a lot of sellers above us because we've seen the price action, we've seen the selling volume we've had today, and we did crack below that 6,300 volume on the CVD as well. So I wouldn't look for any longs here, I wouldn't look for any shorts here, because this becomes more of a 50-50 trade, where if you go long and it works out, you could see absolutely why, but if you go short and it works out, you could see absolutely why. Like, you could make that case for either one, that's a 50-50, we're not too certain on that. Let's see. Looking for gold. Somebody's looking for gold on the 15. You looking for a buy or sell limit order? Because gold is sort of a similar situation where we had the selling pressure. We had this basing candle. That's the one I was looking for before, where I said if we closed red, I'd look for continuation. But we closed red, but we closed with a big wick, and I wasn't a big fan of that. It was like, I'm not going to do it. And it just chopped around since then. Limit orders on 15-minute gold. I'm not too sure what you're asking. Somebody on YouTube's asking limit orders on 15-minute. Are you asking about the book map orders you want to see? Because you could do limit orders buy, limit orders sell. Here on gold, we see some passive buyers sitting at 43.49. Look how look at the chop we've had on gold today. This is complete barcode, right? Where it's red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Very poor. We don't want that. Oh, always need a refresher on mental discipline. Yup, that's true. Very true. Everybody does, man. Everybody does. Beginners, old heads, younglings. Gold is Yep, gold is very ranging right now. Very range bound. No traits on gold. Yes, and NQ much cleaner in direction.
The NQ had a bounce off that previous 1 hour demand zone, so it's turned into a resistance area, right?
Let's see. Yes, perfect. Good job, Mike. Yes, sir. I would take a look where VIX is at, too. VIX pulled back, trying to make some highs again. Yeah, everything still is leaning more bearish. At this point, though, we have had a big move. On every next candle, go below next and close above. That is limit orders on 15. Every next candle, go below next. Oh, right, like oh, I see what you're saying. Every 15-minute candle swept that low and then reversed. Swept that low, then reversed. Swept that low, then reversed. Swept that low, then reversed. That's pretty cool, man. Good eye. That's cool. That's somebody on YouTube said that. Great work. Very cool, man. Y'all like and subscribe on YouTube, man. If you're not part of our community already at bullishbrs.com, we go live Monday through Friday. Community is what it's all about. Get some trade setups in there. Usually when I have the pre-market set up, it's a lot smoother. I think going forward, when we're a bit more like super focused on the S&P, we're going to really be able to profit a lot nicer and smoother, versus sort of jumping around between the S&P and gold as well. So we'll keep an eye on S&P. We'll take a look at the price action, and we will keep a very close eye on Bookmap where the buyers and sellers might be. This 68.35 was printed around 10:29. It has been there for about 11 minutes, and it is still there. As soon as they printed that out, I said we might try to make our way higher towards it. Since then, we did make our way about 9 points, pulled back about 9 points. It looks like we are bull flagging here on Bookmap on the S&P, which would be SPX, ES, and SPY. Price target would be about 8 points higher. Be about 6-7 points. VIX moving lower. VIX had a key area too, so you see how it rejected the top of that range. The tops and bottoms of ranges are key levels. So VIX rejecting that, moving lower, would lead to ES rejecting, moving higher. ES is in an area of support too, so it's sort of like a double confluence on that. ES at support, VIX at resistance. What's the red box? So the red box on Bookmap, great question, Sophie. Are you referring to this one up here? think you're referring to this one up here. So this is when we're looking at Bookmap, this chart, all this blue and then the big red areas and yellow areas. So the darker the levels, the less volume. The redder the levels, more volume. So these, when we're looking at Bookmap, when we're looking at this area, this is called the heat map. And what the heat map does is it shows our level 2 or current order book, but directly on the chart. And how that gives us a bit of a benefit is it tells us basically, hey, listen, these orders, this 11, let's see right up here, 82 orders on the S&P, they've been sitting there passively to get filled since 10:30. Placed, oh, yep, exactly. So these are passive limit orders to get filled. So these are passive orders, whereas when we look at the bubbles, these are aggressive orders. So that's why we want to be trading with the aggressiveness of the market, with the total volume of the market, and enter where we find these passive orders in the market, right? A lot of times these passive orders are where these larger institutions are getting positioned and starting to enter their trades. So let's see how markets want to react up here. And as we see also, these could be areas where institutions are exiting their trades. We saw they added this spot right over here around 1029. That's when we made the low on the S&P, 1029. And then they printed it and price started running for it. So that is very cool that we saw that real time. CVD has still been bearish. And look at this right here, guys. We just entered this zone and look at this massive drop on the CVD from 4,800 to negative 5,400. So a big seller. There are definitely some people trying to short the ES up here. Price action wise is looking like it's trying to break, so I wouldn't look for a short here. What I like to do with my trades is I like to make sure the technical analysis, so my price action I'm seeing, lines up with the volume analysis that I'm seeing. Market structure shift on the 1 minute on ES, says Adonis. Let's see. Yeah, like off of these highs over there. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I see it. We'll see. VIX off of that resistance, ES off of that support. And again, when it comes to short squeezes, we usually get those very quick moves, very little pullbacks, and make up that whole sell-off we had. And so far, if we did throw our fib up on here to get a measurement of it, our 50% is right at that white level that I had marked out, 68.41. So we're already almost halfway there of that whole bearish move from this morning. Bro, I gotta find a topic for the video. I guess, yeah, I guess we'll do the trading psyche. Not too much, Sophie. So, like, what we look for is, let me think. So, the passive orders, so think of it this way, too. When we're looking at Bookmap, if there are orders to the upside, above us, these are passive sell orders. If there are orders below us, these are passive buy orders. So, if we came into a really strong passive buyer at 68.10, like a big, strong passive buyer on Bookmap, and then a big buy bubble comes in there too to confirm it, inside a demand zone or technical analysis, that could lead to show us some support to go along. Let me see if we got any good examples. We're still chopping in this range right now, finding some sellers. 15-minute did close bullish. Be careful on that 15-minute closed pretty strong. $68.40. I think if we take $68.40, we can make our way back towards like $68.50. But look at the sellers rejecting these passive orders up here. So look, they filled. They were getting filled. They filled all of the orders. So now that they filled all of those passive orders, look at Bookmap. There are no more orders sitting there. But we're rejecting that point now. Cool. Now, Bookmap's a great order flow tool. If you're not a fan of Bookmap, I would suggest doing like a footprint type of tool. What I saw recently on Bookmap on Footprint, on Footprint on TradingView, is they added, so before they had info box to give you the information, so like this info box down here, but now they added table, which brings it to the bottom. So that's pretty cool right there. So you don't really need the info box on the screen the whole time. You can keep the table up on the bottom, and that also will tell you negative CVD, positive CVD, total volume, stuff like that. Session volume delta, point of control. We don't really need that information. We could probably turn that off. Let's see, table, yup, we could turn it off. We don't need the We'll keep the point of control. We'll keep session CVD. Open interest we'll get rid of. I want to see maybe, because you know what it is, I'm trying to think right now. So session CVD for sure. So anything volume wise, volume tool wise will usually show what institutions are doing, sort of quote unquote. Because the thing is, retail's never really going to have enough volume to even be seen really on some of these order books. So a lot of these big orders we see 50 lots here, 100 lots here, even the 10s and 15s are usually from these larger firms, larger traders. So very important there. If you're looking for like options activity, you could use something like quant data that gives some pretty good options information. Let me see. So what I wanted to see with this was session volume delta. Okay, yeah, we'll turn off session volume delta too. All I really need is that volume, the volume on that candle, the delta on that candle, the point of control of that candle, which even that would just sort of, just so you can keep an eye on it, make sure if we're trending lower, is point of control moving lower with price. Okay, point of control is moving lower, I don't want to go long then, right? These are different things we could look for. Let's see. So that's pretty cool, I do like that. Make it a bit smaller since we deleted some of that stuff. Cool, man, that's cool. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, man. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I can't tell if it felt too short, it felt too long. 10:50. I'm gonna wrap the stream up shortly. Let me know if you guys got any questions, because I might have some answers. Oh yeah, COT report. COT report shows what institutions are doing. Let me see if market ended up updating their COT report. November 18th. That doesn't feel too updated. But COT report's updated. So what the COT report shows, it does show institutional buying and selling, and it shows hedge funds buying and selling. So it shows where hedge funds are allocated in the market. So let's go to indices, and I'll show you the S&P 500. Let's go ES right here. Yeah, that was fire by Sig to point that out. So let's do by lines. Now, large speculators, these are the guys that are hedging against the market. So they're looking to actually take losses because they're trading against the trend, right? Because they're hedging against their long-term position. So they want to just stay afloat. Which was the other one? Commercials, the pink line, that's the line that shows the people that are trading with the market, trading with trend. They profit off of trading the right direction. The pink line, as we see since September 30th, has been pretty stagnant. If anything, it is trying to dip lower. The blue line, sort of similar thing. It's trying to dip back higher. So that shows me that there is a possible chance of a reversal coming up soon, but we'd really want to see those start to reverse. Now, what does this actually show us? So this is updated every Friday, and it gives us the information from Tuesday. So because it's a COT report, it's something that all institutes have to report on. They come in by Friday, it's updated, but it's from Tuesday's information. So if Tuesday we were super bearish, and something happens on Thursday or something happens on Wednesday, we get FOMC, things completely shift, it might not be too helpful, but overall it is a great tool to use as well. W Signet. There's them sellers. Look at that. Sellers rejected those passive they rejected those passive sellers up here on Bookmap. Great stuff. Yeah, no more trades on our side today, guys. Pretty range bound at this point. Had a nice selling. I did miss most of this move there. So we will we'll keep a closer eye on the S&P tomorrow, and definitely keep a close eye with Bookmap as well. Our X-ray vision Bookmap. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys had a great trading day. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I hope you at least learned something from today's session. I will see you all tomorrow. Got any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message. Don't fall for any fake Kevin accounts, and I will see you guys soon. Later, everybody.
Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome. Peace. Your stop isn't wrong, your timing is. Most traders don't lose because their stop was too tight. They lose because they entered with zero context. If you're placing a stop without knowing where your analysis is wrong, what session you're in, and what price is reacting to, you're basically guessing. Stops work after confirmation, not before patience. Wait for reaction, not prediction. Save this before your next trade.
Trades without worrying about losing your money. Here's how you're going to do that. A stop loss is your safety switch. It tells your broker to close the trade. My trades can last minutes, hours, or a couple of days at max. I trade full market cycles and hold positions for months or years. I use price action, support, and resistance zones in tight stop losses. I build positions slowly, scaling in and reinvesting. The more trades you take, the more money you'll earn. Overtrading kills accounts. Fewer high-quality trades. This is the #1 reason your stop losses are getting hit. Step number 1, stop setting your stops too close. When your stop loss is right next to your entry, normal market movement knocks you out. Step number 2, use price movement ranges, or PMRs, to measure distance. PMRs help you understand the market's rhythm, so your stop fits real market movement. Step number 3, don't place your stops right on support or resistance. That's where everyone else does. Support or resistance. That's where
much you're risking. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Your stop isn't wrong, your timing is. Most traders lose because their stop was too tight. They don't lose because their stop was too tight. They lose because they entered with zero context. If you're placing a stop, you need to know how much you're... Without knowing risk is. Without knowing how much your risk is. Where price just... Where price just oh, I'm still streaming on YouTube. That's so funny. What's up, YouTube? I'm keep doing that lately, man. Guys, go follow on social media if you're still here on the YouTube stream. Trading with Kev